places the night, filling the eastern sky with light. Now before the sun comes up and dew evaporates, I must fill this basket of mine with poisonous weeds and flowers. The earth is Mother Nature's tomb. Different plants and flowers spring up from the earth, and they are buried in the earth when they die. The earth nourishes these plants, and it cares for them. Everything on earth provides the earth with some special quality. However, everything can turn bad if it's misused. Inside the tender skin of this weak flower, there is both poison and powerful medicine. If you smell it, you'll feel good everywhere, but if you taste it, you'll die. There are two opposite elements in everything, in men too, both good and evil. When evil is dominant, death will kill the body.
Good morning, Father.
God bless you. Why are you here so early? Romeo, something's wrong if you're getting out of bed this early. Old men always worry and never get any sleep, but young men shouldn't have to worry about anything. They should retire to bed early and get as much sleep as possible. Since you're awake this early, it shows that you are troubled with something. If that's not the case, then this must be the answer. Romeo, you have not gone to sleep tonight.
Your last answer was correct. I have done something far better than sleep.
What have you been doing? Were you with Rosalind?
With her? No, I have no interest in her and all the sorrow she has brought me.
That's good. But where were you then?
Stop asking me, and I will tell you. I've been with the enemy, the Capulets. Suddenly I found a powerful connection, and she feels the same way. The only thing separating us is marriage. And I'm not doing this out of revenge, but my request will also help the enemy.
Get to the point, otherwise I can't help you.
I love Capulet's daughter. We both love each other. We feel connected in every way possible, except when we wish to be married by you. I'll tell you more about how this love came to be, but now I'm begging you, please marry us!
What a drastic change. Have you given up on Rosalind so quickly, who you used to cry about? You always loved with your eyes, but not your heart. Don't you remember how much you used to grieve over her, and now she means nothing to you? I can't even remember how many tears and groans you wasted on her. There's still a stain on your cheek from an old tear that hasn't washed off yet. And now all that is gone? Then repeat this after me. How can you expect every lady to stay faithful to men when you are so unreliable yourself?
Why do you scold me for loving Rosaline?
I scold you for obsessing about her, not for loving her, Romeo.
But you're the one that told me to forget about her.
I didn't tell you to get rid of one love for another person and exchange it for another.
Please, I beg you, don't scold me. The girl I love now loves me back too, unlike Rosaline.
Oh, she was fully aware that you were just acting like you were in love without knowing what love is. But I will agree to secretly marry you. The marriage may be strong enough to make hate turn to love between your two families.
I'm gonna go now. I'm in a rush.
Go wisely and slowly. Those who go fast will fall.
Where in the world is Romeo? Did he come home last night?
He's not at his father's. I spoke with his servant.
That fair-skinned, hard-hearted wretch Rosaline is going to torture him until he goes insane.
Tybalt, old Capulet's nephew, has sent a letter to Romeo's father's house.
I bet it's a challenge.
Romeo will fight him.
Any man that knows how to write can respond to a letter.
No, Romeo will respond to the letter's writer, telling him whether he accepts the challenge or not.
Oh, poor Romeo. He's already dead, and he's in no condition to face Tybalt.
Well, what's great about Tybalt?
He's the Prince of Cats and does everything with formality. He pays attention to formality and can butcher an exact spot on his opponent's shirt. He's a gentleman of the fine school of fencing and can turn any argument to a fight. The lunge, the backhand, the stroke, and the home thrust. I hate these crazy guys who use their foreign phrases along with their strange manners and weird accents. By Jesus, this is a very good blade, a very good whore. Isn't this a sad thing, my good man? Why should we put up with these foreign buzzards, these fashion mongers, these guys who care so much about manners that they can't keep back on the bench without whining? Oh, my aching bones.
Here comes Romeo, here comes Romeo.
He looks worn out and has turned pale as a fish. When Lauren, Cleopatra, Helen, Hero, and Thisbe are compared to Romeo's girl, there's not a single woman to compare to her. You ditched us last night.
Good morning to both of you. What do you mean I ditched you?
You ditched us, Romeo. You ditched us. Don't you understand what I'm saying?
I'm sorry I forgot my manners.
A man must bow at the hip.
You mean a curtsy?
Bullseye.
That's a very courteous explanation.
I'm pink of courtesy itself.
Pink for flower?
Exactly.
Well, then my shoe is decorated with flowers.
All right, my friend. This joke has worn out your shoe. The shoe is all worn out, and soon the shoe will all be alone.
Your jokes are only unique for weakness.
Come break this up, Benvolio. I'm losing this fight.
You'll have to try harder to claim victory in this game of words.
Now for our jokes go on a wild goose chase, I'm done. You have more wild geese than one of yours that I have in 5 of mine. Was I even close to you for the goose?
You were not with me for any when you weren't in for the jokes.
I'll bite your ear for that joke.
No, good goose, don't bite me.
Your joke is a very bitter apple, a very spicy sauce.
Served perfectly with a sweet goose.
The joke of letter will stretch from as thin as an inch to as fat as a yard.
I take the word fat, stretch it, and put it with your goose. You're a fat goose.
Now, Romeo, isn't this better than moaning about love? For this love of yours was an idiot that ran with its tongue hanging out up and down a hill to hide its toy. Stop! Do you desire me to stop my tail against its natural inclination?
Yes, otherwise your tail would have become very long.
You were deceived. I would have made it short, for my tail had come to the deepest part of the story, and I wouldn't have gone anymore.
Here's something good to joke about. A sail, a sail.
There are two, a man and a woman.
Peter,
I'm at your service.
hand me my fan.
Good, Peter. Hand her her fan. Her fan is prettier than her face.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good afternoon, gentlewoman.
It's afternoon.
It is upon afternoon because the lusty hand of the clock is upon noon.
Get out of here. What kind of man are you?
I'm a man, fair lady, that God has made to ruin himself.
I swear that you speak truthfully. Gentlemen, can any of you tell me where I may find young Romeo?
Young will be older once you find him. I'm the youngest by name. There are no younger or worse.
You speak well.
Yes, the worst well. I well understood, I believe. Wisely. Wisely.
If you're Romeo, I desire some confidence with you.
She will indict him to a dinner party.
A pimp, so I figured it out.
What have you found?
She's not a prostitute unless she's hiding her beauty behind her ugliness. Old rabbit meat is good to eat if you can't find anything else to eat. But if it's so old that it goes bad before eating, then it was a waste of money. Romeo, are you going to your father's? We're going to eat there.
I'll follow after you.
Goodbye, fair lady. Lady.
I ask you, sir, who is that rascal?
A gentleman nurse who likes to hear himself talk. Just let it go.
If he says anything against me, I'll sweet talk him, even if you're stronger than he looks and 20 rascals like him. If I can't do it myself, I'll find someone who can. That rascal. I'm not one of his common girls. I'm not one of his criminal friends who carries a knife, and you just stand there letting them make fun of me for their own pleasure.
I didn't see anyone use you for the pleasure. If I did, I would have taken out my weapon. Believe me, I'll draw my sword out as quick as any other man if I see a fight coming. The law's on my side.
Now, I promise you, I'm so mad I'm shaking, that rotten rascal. Now, can I have a word with you, sir? My young mistress asked me to find you, and what I have to say, I will keep to myself. Let me say this first. If you lead her into a fool's paradise, it would be an outrageous mistake, because she is so young, and if you trick her, it would be an evil thing and poor behavior.
Nurse, convey my respect and best wishes to your lady and mistress. I promise.
What a good heart, and I believe I will tell her as you say. Lord, Lord, she will be a happy lady.
What did I tell you? You don't seem to be paying attention to me.
I will tell her, sir, that I will do declare to her, which I think is the gentleman thing to do.
Tell her to come up with a plan to go to the confession this afternoon. And there at Friar Lawrence's, we can make a confession and be married. This is for all your troubles.
No, sir, I don't need a penny.
No, really, I insist.
This afternoon, sir, she will be there.
And nurse, when you go back behind the alley wall within this hour, my servant will bring you a rope ladder. I will use it to climb over the wall at night. Then I can joyfully meet Juliet in secret. Be honest and helpful, and I will reward you. Goodbye. Tell your mistress my praises.
Bless you, sir. Now please listen, sir.
What did you say, my dear nurse?
Can your man keep this secret?
I can assure you his word is as solid as steel.
Well, sir, my mistress is the sweetest lady. Lord, Lord, when she was a little baby, oh, there is one noble man in the city, Paris, who would be happy to claim her as his own. She'd rather look at a toad than him. Whenever I compare Paris to you, she turns as white as a sheet. Don't Rosemary and Romeo begin with the same letter?
Yes, nurse. What about it? They both start with R.
R is for the... No, I know it begins with another letter. She says the most beautiful things about you and Rosemary. I'd wish you could hear her yourself.
Give my compliments to your lady.
Yes, 1,000 times. Peter,
At your service.
go ahead me quickly.